What's up, guys? Today we're going to be talking about Bohemian Rhapsody, the Freddie Mercury biopic that is absolutely destroying at the box office right now. If you didn't see my last video, I explained why I'm not filming. I'm in backcountry Massachusetts right now for Thanksgiving, and there aren't really very good filming spaces, decent lighting spaces where I'm staying right now. But I've got my microphone, so I'll just be doing sort of like podcast style reviews. For my next few reviews. This First Man, Creed 2. If I see Wreck-It Ralph, I'll be reviewing that like that. And apologies for my slightly nasally voice. My allergies are really flaring up out here. But yeah, I'm ploughing through these reviews now that I'm finished with college applications, got free time to start seeing films again and doing these reviews, which I love doing so much. Right, so Bohemian Rhapsody is directed by Bryan Singer, and also a bit directed by Dexter Fletcher. Bryan Singer was fired. He stopped showing up to set. Dexter Fletcher was brought in to do some reshoots. Funny story, Dexter Fletcher is also directing Rocket Man, the Elton John, Taron Egerton starring biopic. Next... Oh, hang on. I said that completely wrong. Wait. Yeah, Taron Egerton starring in the Elton John biopic coming out next summer, not Elton John starring in the Taron Egerton biopic. Anyway, that is also directed by Dexter Fletcher. And watching that Rocket Man trailer, I saw some distinct similarities between that and some of the scenes in Bohemian Rhapsody. But anyway, Rami Malek is Freddie Mercury, and he is absolutely the best thing about this film. The film does have some flaws, but throughout the whole thing, Rami Malek is absolutely just perfection. He embodies Freddie Mercury to perfection. He carries the film when it falters. His mannerisms, his subtle character moments, they all add so much to the character. More so than just the concert scenes. He's more than just Freddie Mercury, the showman. He is also Freddie Mercury, the human. He really captures Freddie's spirit, his nature, and once again, like First Man, it's just another great biopic performance where the actor just vanishes. The entire ensemble cast is also fantastic. There isn't really a single bad performance that I can pinpoint. Aidan Gillen and Mike Myers, they're both great in quite small roles. Alan Leach, you might know him as Branson from Downton Abbey. He was great in a more villainous role. I loved seeing him play a different kind of character. Lucy Boynton is also very charming, and she has some very nice, quiet, emotional moments as Freddie's former fiancée Mary, fiancée turned sort of best friend. Really, they have a very interesting relationship because Freddie Mercury was also a very lonely man sometimes, and the film really captures the fact that when you're such a huge star, sometimes it's hard to have, friends and a social life. And it showed Freddie Mercury desperately trying so hard to be accepted and to have friends and to have company. And I really love that part of the film. And Freddie's relationship with Mary is a very interesting one because they started out as lovers and they finished as friends. And I really loved that side of Freddie Mercury that it showed. It showed his quieter, more human side, him just wanting, some affection, and I really love that. I also love the interaction between Freddie Mercury and the band members. The interactions between the band members are partially, actually, yeah, I would say that they are definitely my favourite part of the film. Each actor did a great job in their role. The film is definitely at its best when it's just the band hanging out and making music. Obviously, the music and the soundtrack is absolutely fantastic, and it's often used to cover up the film's flaws. The film definitely works as a fantastic tribute to Queen's music, and just the overall power that it's had on the music world, and just people everywhere. Queen are absolutely huge, and this film just captures what they were all about. I loved the scenes when it was them just making music and getting experimental in their music instruments choices and them just writing their songs. Although the film does fall into quite a distinct pattern of them writing a song, performing the song, then doing a bit of character stuff, then writing song, performing song. But I will get into that when I talk about the things that I didn't really like about the film. The film also looks great. I loved the warm colours. It's got a very nice, cozy, traditional biopic film, and it really captured the feel of every time period that it covered. The script also has some very, very funny moments, actually. The banter between the band is great. There are some very funny comebacks, just very witty lines scattered throughout the script that I really enjoyed. The concert scenes are done well, but they are done in a very traditional manner, as you would expect. If you've seen the trailers, you know how the concert scenes are going to be done, but they're handled well. I don't know who directed which scenes, but the concert scenes, they're fine. The recreation of Live Aid, however, is absolutely fantastic. The last 20 minutes of the film are just Live Aid. If you don't know about Queen's Live Aid performance, for many people, it is one of the best live performances of all time, and the way that they recreated it in the film was very, very well done. It was a perfect blend of new and old footage. Even though Rami Malek didn't do any of the singing, he still captures all of Freddie Mercury's different parts of his character, and I definitely think that Rami Malek deserves a Best Actor nomination. Even if the film doesn't receive any other nominations, I do believe that Rami Malek deserves a lot of credit for what he did in this film. There are also some very, very emotional moments. That last Live Aid, last 20 minutes with the Live Aid concert, that's all very emotional because just all the things surrounding Freddie Mercury, all the various, illness-related drama that he had in his life. Obviously, it's no secret that he died of AIDS. The film does play with history a bit too much for my liking. It puts in his AIDS diagnosis before the Live Aid concert when it didn't actually happen for years after the concert, but there are some very emotional moments in the film foreshadowing his illness, and it just makes you care even more about Freddie Mercury, and it adds an extra layer of depth to Rami Malek's performance. So those are the things that I did actually really like about this film. Now, these are the flaws that I have with the film. Very early on, the time jumps are extremely jarring. There are lots of time jumps in the first half an hour or so, and the film just expects you to just fill in the blanks of what happened in between. So, just for example, he meets Mary during one time period, then it says a year later, and they're in a relationship, and lots of things have happened, and you're just supposed to fill in all the seemingly, well, for me, the important moments, starting a relationship, him choosing the name Freddie Mercury, just seemingly important moments are glossed over in those time jumps. Also, any moment of adversity or conflict between the bandmates, they are resolved way too quickly, I think. They're often brushed aside with a line or two. There are no real moments of conflict that flare up, which leads to the feeling that there aren't any real stakes. I also wish the film was a bit more daring, a bit more experimental, maybe to mirror the more abstract nature of Queen's music. Queen experimented so much with various instruments, and that showed in their music, but I thought that this film stuck a bit too closely to traditional biopic beats. You really see everything coming. It hits every expected beat, every low moment, every high moment. They're all done quite traditionally. But, not to say that traditional scenes are bad, but I just thought that, especially the concert scenes, they're shot well, but they're very by the numbers. I also thought, one last thing, Freddie's sexuality, he was very openly, he liked men. I don't know if he was gay or bisexual, but they definitely could have delved into that side of his character a lot more. It was very surface level. The film could have had a lot more depth in general, but especially in regards to that side of Freddie Mercury's character. Overall, Bohemian Rhapsody is an above-average musical biopic. There have been worse ones, there have been a lot better ones. It has some flaws, but it just shows the power of a great central performance, the power of great music, a great soundtrack, and a great recreation of that Live Aid concert. If those three things stood out to me, then the film did a good job to some degree. I'm going to give Bohemian Rhapsody a B. It's definitely worth checking out if you love Queen. I love Queen's music. Bohemian Rhapsody is one of my favourite songs of all time. So this is this is definitely the film for some people. If you're a Freddie Mercury history purist, you won't like it. It does mess around with timelines a lot, and retrospectively looking at all the things that they changed history-wise, it does sort of dampen my view of this film. But then again, Bohemian Rhapsody starts with, is this the real life or is this just fantasy? And I don't know, I guess that's what they were going for. They were just messing around, but Freddie Mercury is Freddie Mercury. Rami Malek is absolutely fantastic, and the music is absolutely fantastic as well. So those are my thoughts on Bohemian Rhapsody. If you guys have seen it, let me know what you thought. Like, comment, subscribe, whatever you want to do, and until the next time, goodbye.